The Legend of Zelda, one of the most beloved and iconic video game franchises in the world, has captured the imaginations of millions of players for over 3 decades. From its humble beginnings to becoming a cultural phenomenon, the series has been defined by its innovative gameplay, memorable characters, and its ability to evolve while maintaining its core identity. The franchise's journey, much like the adventures of its protagonist Link, has been filled with triumphs, challenges, and a lasting impact on the video game industry. This article delves into the origins and history of The Legend of Zelda, examining how the franchise came to be and how it continues to shape the future of gaming. The story of The Legend of Zelda begins with one man, Shigeru Miyamoto, a legendary figure in the world of video games, whose creative genius helped shape Nintendo into the powerhouse it is today. Miyamoto's inspiration for the Zelda series came from his childhood experiences. Growing up in rural Japan, Miyamoto spent a lot of time exploring forests, caves, and mountains. These adventures sparked his imagination and instilled in him a deep sense of wonder about the world around him. He wanted to create a game that evoked that same sense of exploration, discovery, and adventure, and thus, The Legend of Zelda was born. Miyamoto's first major project at Nintendo was a game called Donkey Kong, which marked the beginning of his rise as a game designer. However, it was his idea to create an open-world adventure game that would lead to the creation of Zelda. Miyamoto envisioned a game where players could explore a vast world, solve puzzles, and engage in combat while uncovering a rich narrative. Drawing from his love of adventure stories and his desire to create a sense of freedom for players, he began developing the concept of Zelda. The original Legend of Zelda was released for the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, in 1986. It was one of the first games to feature an expansive open world that players could explore at their own pace. Unlike many games of the time, which were linear and confined players to a set path, The Legend of Zelda allowed players to roam the land of Hyrule, discovering hidden secrets, solving puzzles, and battling enemies. The game's top-down perspective, real-time combat, and use of exploration and discovery as key gameplay elements were groundbreaking and would set the standard for many action-adventure games that followed. The protagonist of the game, Link, was introduced as a young hero tasked with rescuing Princess Zelda from the evil villain Ganon, who sought to obtain the powerful Triforce, a mystical artifact that grants immense power. The Triforce became one of the defining elements of the Zelda series, symbolizing the themes of power, wisdom, and courage. Link's quest to rescue Princess Zelda and protect the Triforce from Ganon became the central story arc of the franchise, and would be revisited in countless iterations and sequels over the years. The success of the original Legend of Zelda led to the release of a direct sequel, Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link, in 1987. This game took a different approach to gameplay, opting for side-scrolling action and a more RPG-like structure. While Zelda 2 introduced new concepts and ideas to the franchise, it was met with mixed reactions from both fans and critics. Despite its divergence from the formula established in the first game, Zelda 2 was still an important part of the franchise's evolution, laying the groundwork for future entries. In 1991, Nintendo released The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES. This game marked a return to the top-down perspective of the original Zelda, but with improved graphics, sound, and gameplay. A Link to the Past is often regarded as one of the greatest games of all time, thanks to its immersive world, intricate dungeons, and compelling story. It also introduced the concept of parallel worlds, with players able to travel between the light world and the dark world, each with its own unique challenges and secrets. The success of A Link to the Past set the stage for the franchise's continued success in the 1990s. In 1998, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time was released for the Nintendo 64. Ocarina of Time is widely regarded as one of the greatest video games of all time, and it played a crucial role in the evolution of 3D gaming. The game introduced fully realized 3D environments, a dynamic camera system, and real-time combat that felt smooth and responsive. Ocarina of Time also featured a complex story, memorable characters, and a rich world filled with side quests and secrets to discover. The game's influence on the industry cannot be overstated, as it set the standard for action-adventure games and became the template for many future Zelda titles. Following the success of Ocarina of Time, the Zelda franchise continued to evolve with the release of The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask in 2000. Majora's Mask took a darker and more experimental approach to storytelling, introducing a time-based mechanic where players had to navigate a repeating 72-hour cycle to prevent the moon from crashing into the world. This game's unique concept and atmospheric tone made it a standout entry in the series, although its time-based gameplay was polarizing for some players. In 2006, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess was released for the Nintendo GameCube and Wii. This installment returned to a more traditional Zelda formula, with a darker and more mature storyline and gameplay similar to Ocarina of Time. Twilight Princess introduced new mechanics, such as the ability to transform into a wolf and use its unique abilities to solve puzzles and explore the world. The game's expansive world and its use of the Wii's motion controls made it an instant classic. As the gaming industry continued to evolve, so too did the Zelda franchise. In 2011, The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword was released for the Nintendo Wii. Skyward Sword introduced motion controls that allowed players to wield the sword in real time, mimicking the experience of swordplay. The game also delved deeper into the mythology of the series, exploring the origins of the Master Sword and the Triforce. While the motion controls received mixed reviews, the game's innovative design and storytelling were widely praised. In 2017, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild was released for the Nintendo Switch and Wii U. This game marked a significant departure from the traditional Zelda formula, embracing open-world exploration and non-linear gameplay. Players were given unprecedented freedom to explore the vast world of Hyrule, with minimal guidance and no set path to follow. Breath of the Wild received widespread acclaim for its innovative design, beautiful world, and the sense of freedom it provided. It was praised as one of the greatest video games ever made and solidified Zelda's place as one of the most influential franchises in gaming history. Throughout its history, the Legend of Zelda franchise has maintained a reputation for quality, innovation, and storytelling. The games have continually evolved, introducing new mechanics, new ways to experience the world, and new narratives, while staying true to the core themes of adventure, exploration, and heroism. The franchise's influence on the video game industry cannot be overstated, as it has inspired countless other games and has shaped the development of action-adventure games for decades. As the Zelda franchise continues to evolve with new titles and new technology, its legacy remains undeniable. The franchise has not only shaped the gaming industry, but has become a cultural touchstone, with a dedicated fan base that spans generations. From the original game on the NES to the groundbreaking Breath of the Wild, The Legend of Zelda continues to be a testament to the power of creativity and the enduring appeal of timeless storytelling.